Oh, what's this? YouTube's algorithm feeding you another video with Danielle Cohn's name in the title? Well, what is it that she's done this time? Has she faked another pregnancy, marriage, and divorce cycle before falling into a bitter midlife crisis? Has it come out that she's not actually a 13-year-old or 15-year-old, but a 6-year-old? Well, you might have actually gotten pretty close with that first guess. Anyways, hi again, guys. It's me, Kwite, back at you with another full set of enchanted diamond armor with mending on it. That's right, I am stunting in all of you because I'm really cool. Today's prop is my copy of House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski because Nightmind physically threatened me if I didn't use it as a prop in my next video, even though he knows full well that this particular form of bodily harm is not something he can follow through on, as he was not the one who gave me these really cool sunglasses-shaped ocular devices. These are my eyes, Nick, and they see through your bullshit. But today we're going to be talking about the aforementioned social media influencer of ambiguous age, Danielle Cohn. Recently, she's been in the news again, but this time, instead of it being solely based around whatever tomfoolery of the week she's managed to get herself into, this time it appears to be based around her boyfriend and ex-boss husband, Mikey Tua. Of course, I'm going to be putting Danielle Cohn's name in the title because views. Personally, I found this out from the good work that the lads over at T-Spill do, spoon-feeding me, the general YouTube viewer populace, all the drama on YouTube because we get too sidetracked. Mainly by doing modded Skyrim playthroughs that we will definitely for sure finish this time for the 400th time this week to keep track of it ourselves. So God bless the genius behind that channel. Also, happy late 4th of July. It's the 5th now. But let's hit the books for those of you unacquainted with the situation, or just the concept of Mikey Tua's existence in general, because if you only took a passing glance at his Instagram, I could see why you might think that he's actually a computer-generated character like the KFC influencer guy, instead of being an actual person that bleeds and breathes. So apparently, on one fateful day, Mikey had his social media accounts forcefully seized from his grasp by the enemy military force known as his mom and dad. And they posted the following statement on his Instagram story. This is Mikey's mom, Katie. After some sensitive information was brought to my attention about Danielle, we no longer support Daniel and Mikey's relationship. Because Mikey is still a minor, we have taken away his social media. He will be able to get it back after we've worked through some legal stuff. Thank you. Very ominous, I know. I find it likely that Mikey has been captured behind enemy lines in our rival nation of Canada, and this message has been typed out on his Instagram as a cover for why he has disappeared from the face of the internet. Also worth noting was that there were two versions of this Instagram story, one where it was specifically mentioned they were working through legal things before Mikey got his social media back, and the alternate one where it was something more open-ended, he will have it returned as soon as we sort through some things. Mikey's dad also had some fatherly wisdom to shit directly into your brain because you were too young to understand, where he hopped on his Instagram story to give us more information on what was happening regarding his son. I love my son very much. All I want for him is to be safe with himself and his decision. As parents, we need to protect him from any harm that might come his way. He wants to be emancipated, and I understand that, but his emancipation can give him prison time. Danny is not 15, at Mikey Tua. I fucking love how much of a tack on that last bit is. Danny is not 15, at Mikey Tua. Like, it just seems so unconnected to the rest of the post because of how sudden it is. And he just tags Mikey's account like he's scolding him for dating a 13 or 14-year-old. That's fucking great. Now, when you hear the word emancipation, I'd imagine for most of you, the first thing that bounces around your otherwise empty skull is the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln, and man, I sure do wish I was watching Avengers Endgame right now. Ha, look at me going projecting again. But that's kind of on the right track of what the legal process of emancipation is. Basically, the emancipation of minors specifically, which is what it looks like we're looking at in this case, is a legal process where a minor can essentially do certain things they would have to wait to be an adult to do normally, because if they do it successfully, they are legally freed and removed from the control of their parents or whoever the legal guardians might be. Instead, legal guardians are also freed from any responsibilities that they legally had to that child prior to their emancipation. So basically, when a minor is emancipated, it's essentially them being legally recognized as an adult and being able to sustain and take care of themselves independently. And there are a number of ways that emancipation can be achieved. First is like express permission, where a parent/legal guardian agrees with a minor that they can leave home and become self-sustaining, though the courts may challenge this. Then there's implied emancipation, where it's not explicitly agreed, but the circumstances just kind of, well, imply it. Like a minor going into military service or into marriage, among other things. It can be done through court order, where a court will decide whether it's in a child's best interest to go into child services, parental control, or to be emancipated. And then lastly, there is partial emancipation, where a minor can be considered able to sustain and decide for themselves on some fronts, but not in others. So it seems like Mikey wants to be emancipated from his parents for not entirely clear reasons, though there's some speculation speculation that we can do there. As in, they likely took away his Xbox and he wasn't too happy with that. Or more likely, in a less joking context, because his parents don't really approve of him doing something with Daniel or otherwise, he might want to be emancipated to get control of his socials back and to be able to make the decision regarding whatever disagreement he and his parents may be having himself. Danielle Cohn, of course, has some stuff to say about this in multiple different places. Not that it's more than just white noise to the average listener at this point, but I think she went into the Instagram live version of cardiac arrest, just going off the wall, saying a whole bunch of shit about Mikey's parents, like how they should go to jail.
Tea time, it's not tea, but I'm not gonna have them post stuff about me when they should be going to jail for the things that they do.
That they paint themselves to be this perfect family when that's not actually the case, before then implying that the husband of the family has had an affair or cheated of some sort.
They go around telling everyone their marriage is so good. Marriage is not good because your husband has done some things.
I don't know why, but the way she says things at the end of that clip makes me want to hop into a pickup truck and drive 90 miles per hour off the nearest cliff face that I could find. She was just talking a whole lot of shit on Instagram Live and whatnot before someone told her to get off because she was saying too much. She did the whole, his dad's posting about me, and he's like a 40-year-old man posting about a kid.
Mikey's dad just posted about you? I know he's posting about me. How old is he? 40? Posting about a 15-year-old? Okay, keep going.
Like, no, shut the fuck up. You just implied that he cheated on his wife to your 3.5 million something followers. He's allowed to talk. She was just staring out some stuff that I have no clue as to the validity of, though considering the source, I'm leaning towards none of it being worth shit or even mattering at the end of the day. There's some confusion over why Mikey left home, whether he left of his own accord or if it was because his parents kicked him out, which they claim they didn't do. But Daniel's tirade didn't end there because of course it fucking didn't. But she made a video titled My Relationship Status, and it's essentially 10 minutes of Danielle Cohn saying that she can't say anything.
Mikey is going through something right now that I physically can't talk about. You know, I would love to tell you guys because his fans are my fans are his fans, you know? So I would love to tell you guys, but you know, it's not really my place to tell you guys.
Now, that's not really a big deal to me, as that's pretty much expected of Danielle at this point. I mean, she is a literal child. Only knowing how to say 10 words of the English language is pretty standard. She is still learning. What I really don't like about this video, though, is the backdrop, because it looks eerily similar to the one that we had at our Airbnb last year at VidCon that we recorded that Me IRL episode Loudmouse at. Just look at these shits side by side. I am literally quaking in my imaginary boots, homie. But with all the info that we have scattered around the world like the stones of Berenzia, I'm gonna do my best to piece this puzzle together with what information we currently have. Now keep in mind that this is just all educated guessing and speculation at the moment, so take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt, as I don't know the specifics of what's happened, and God knows that I've been wrong about shit like this before. But I think that Mikey's parents saw the information that showed that Danielle Cohn might not be the age she says she is, wherein she says that she's 15, but there's evidence to suggest that she's actually younger than that, and maybe 13. And when Mikey's parents came across this information, they no longer supported it because Mikey would be 17 dating a 13-year-old. The piece of evidence that points me to that is that both of Mikey's parents' Instagram accounts liked a comment that reads as follows: I feel so bad for Mikey. The fact he's dating a 13-year-old and being lied to is honestly sad. And since for apparent legal reasons the parents can't really talk about certain things, this might have been their covert way of silently confirming the gist of what's happening, at least from their perspective of how they understand things are happening. Mikey likely wants to be emancipated because his parents don't support his relationship with Danielle Cohn anymore because of this new information of just how large the age gap might be between him and Danielle, and they don't want him to be involved in something like that, so he wants to be freed of their guardianship so he can choose for himself to date Danielle. I just whipped with a fucking copy of House of Leaves in my hand. I'm a genius. But this could lead into the possible prison time that his dad was mentioning, though, because if Mikey successfully managed to go through with the emancipation, he would, as someone who is considered to be independent and is already near the age of maturity as it stands, and if Danielle is 13 like some evidence suggests, then he, someone who's essentially recognized as an adult, would be dating a 13-year-old. I can't lie, it's not a good look. Personally, where I stand at the moment with this information we have is on the side of the parents. Danielle Cohn is quite literally a child, if her Alex Jones level of ranting wasn't an indicator enough, and she was throwing hella fits all over the internet because of this. I don't know how true the stuff she's saying about how they threatened to hit Mikey is, or her saying that they would go to jail for some of the stuff they've done. I don't know. Feels like she's screaming into the void, all things considered. Only thing I can hope is that in this situation, the parents aren't getting flamed too hard by whatever social media presence Mikey and Danielle have, and hopefully the shit gets settled soon, because the stakes on this seem like they run a lot higher than the typical Danielle Cohn drama. What a mess. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new, subscribe with notifications on, please, I'm begging. If you guys think I missed anything, got anything wrong or you have anything to add, please leave that in the comments below. I have a podcast with Wild Spartans and FPS Diesel called Loudmouse. We upload one new episode every week on Saturdays, and we're up on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, and YouTube. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Kwite to find out when I go live. I stream Minecraft sometimes, but I'm going to be trying to do some Basecamp stuff as well. You can follow me on Twitter at Kwite and on Instagram at Kwite.png. Links to both of those in the description below. And lastly, I also have a Discord server. Links to that in the description as well if you're interested. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'll see you guys next time.
Kwite!
I'm so sorry for hitting you, baby. Nick made me do it.